that. I really don't feel like there's any one way of doing it. You know, I guess being off book or without notes or something like that. That doesn't. I don't think that's as important as mainly delivering, knowing you add value and knowing that you're capable, and then pleading a good case for yourself that you can solve the problem. I think if you do that, you're in at any point. So it's just figuring out what you need, what they need, and what the marriage is, or if it's a thing where you have to table what you need in order to be of service to someone to later down the road get what you need. Then I think that's the way to do it. But yeah, I guess it just depends on who you're pitching to and what you're trying to do. But as long as you're confident, as long as you're solving a problem, and as long as you are, uh, I would say, top of your industry are have the leading edge of why they should invest their energy into you instead of someone else. That would be the crux of which I would pitch with.
Got you. And could you give us, I know this is off the top too, but could you
That's
give
all
us
good.
maybe like a 60-second pitch for yourself, given the fact that like we know that Apple, Microsoft, and Google executives are going to be there. So from your perspective, if you were in our shoes, how would you deliver that?
Okay, well, if those people were there, then obviously I would probably try to tie in something. If there's like some type of brand deal or sponsored dollars, I would kind of picture like this. Hey, everybody, my name is Chris J. Alex. I am a on-camera writing, directing producer. I've been in a lot of things. Some of you may know me from One Punch Man or Call of Duty, or some of you might know me from Extraction. Pretty much what I'm trying to do is I've always been a storyteller, and it's my greatest goal to include people, tell the biggest possible stories that I can in the most interesting ways. And I'm doing that right now. And I think what I'm missing from my what I'm missing from my thing is I want to engage different people. I want to engage different platforms, and I want to scale up what I'm doing. So essentially, if I've always been self-sufficient, I funded my first film, and what I would really like to partner with is maybe somebody who's done it before. I would love to have somebody on the team who's done it at a higher level and maybe collaborate with them. I love to collaborate with different brands and people who would possibly like this type of stories that I tell, and see if there's some synergy there where potentially we can work together and bring in some awareness and scaling things up. But ultimately, I'm an open book. I've always been self-sufficient, but I'm very open and to working with you people here if you guys see an opportunity. Thank you very much. And that's how I would tailor it off the top of the dome.
Yeah, that's dope. And I think that's really something where I want to challenge everybody to do right now is I'm going to popcorn the room and I want you guys to follow up with Chris's energy of that kind of like 60-second, this is who I am, this is what I can do for you, and this is why we should collab kind of thing. So I'm gonna pick somebody at random. Let's hear from Brian Ford. Brian, if you can.
Hello. Okay. I would say, hello, my name is Bryant Ford. I'm a director, artist, and actor. I go to Cal State Northridge,
Brian,
and
I'm gonna stop you. I can't see you. You're an actor. You got to be on camera. And for me to critique you correctly, I need to see what your face is doing. I need to see if you have conviction in what you're doing. So
okay.
anybody who's presenting, uh, if you're uncomfortable showing your face, you can have a career. But I would encourage you to get used to speaking in public. Take a public speaking class. Go talk to people. Do YouTube videos when you're talking to strangers. Where I cut my teeth is I used to sell music. You know those guys on Hollywood Boulevard where they used to sell the music? Hey, you listen to hip? I was that guy. So I learned very, very quickly how to engage and how to cut through and how to sell very, very quickly. So I would encourage any of you, if you're shy, get the fuck over it. There are too many capable people that aren't shy that will put themselves up and that can look you in your eye and make a very compelling case of why they not only don't need your help, but why you should invest in them and why they can further your brand. And you are in direct competition with those people. So that being said, please continue. But yes, everyone should kind of have that front of mind. Go for it.
Hello, my name is Bryant Ford. I'm a director, artist, and actor. I go to Cal State Northridge for film, and I've been acting for about 8 years. I love film. I love cinematography. I love directing. I love making music videos. I also make music. I love making music. And I just want to explore different ways to combine the three and become the greatest entertainer I can possibly be.
Everybody, give him a round of applause.
And thank you, Brian, for going first because it is honestly like really hard to go first sometimes. But I think like what you did off top was really well done. Chris, do you have any honest critiques for him at all? Anything you can improve on?
No, well, the honest critique is, there's a million of people, there's a million people like you, right? There's a million, the world has enough actors, the world has enough directors, producers. We need to find out what makes you worthy, what makes you different, what role are you filling, what problem are you solving that's specific to you that gives you an edge on your competition, and there's a way to do that without sounding braggadocious. And sometimes you're going to need that energy where you can, plant your feet firmly on the ground and say, okay, this is what I bring to the table. This is what I'm looking to do. And most of the time, if there's anybody worth their salt, they're looking for people who are confidently know what it is. You can't really do this nebulous thing where it's like, well, I'm looking for somebody to tell me, where I need help. Instantly, we're tuning out. You need to know exactly what it is that you need in order to further your thing. That tells me as a professional, you've R&D'd it enough. That means you've put in enough work either as an actor or a director or a producer or a writer or even a content creator. You've done enough where you either know your market, you know your algorithm, you know your team, you know exactly what you need. So you're coming in with a laser focus problem that you're solving, like, hey, this is the demographic that I hit. This is my tone of voice. These are the numbers that I'm bringing. This is what I'm bringing to the table. This is what I lack. This is where I like to partner. So I think it's that laser focus that if you tailor your ask, where your ask is solving a problem, but they know it's specific enough, then you get eyebrows raising.
So
Thank
just
you for that, Chris.
bring up, just try to bring up what makes me different, or will kind of catch their ear and make sure that I bring up what I can bring to the table or what's different about me.
Okay. Give me one thing. What is different about you?
Um, I
Something
feel
that's unique.
I feel like, dang, I was just thinking about something as you were talking. I
Well, if
was
you
thinking
don't have it
about
now, that's fine.
how,
But what everybody should do is they should write five things
Mhm.
five things that make them indistinguishable. I mean, that make them radically different than any other performer,
Mhm.
or anybody else in their field, or just write down those five things that are a strength that make you the go-to, and then just have them in your back pocket. Do you speak a foreign language? Are you bilingual? Have you studied somewhere like that have no like have you went to Yale or anything? Have you studied with a teacher like Ivana Chubbuck, or have you worked with a director of note like like Peter Jackson? Have you worked with the Ryan Coogler or anybody like that? Stuff like that is going to definitely separate you
Mhm.
from just an actor. Because I could say, hey, I'm an actor or a writer, producer, but that's everybody in town. But if I say, hey, I've worked on two of the three Captain Americas. I started off as a stuntman and I made my own film that is internationally distributed and we're doing very well. And I own my own domestic rights. And what I'm looking to do is my next thing, XYZ. Now you're listening.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's honestly like for everybody else too. That's honestly such a great way to look at it too, because that really, those are things that, like you said, out of your back pocket, you can just pull out and say, "Hey, I've done this, this, and this." And it's not even in, like Chris was saying, in a braggadocious way. It's really just speaking upon like, yo, this is what really makes me a go-getter. Like this is the proof. The proof is in the pudding, and this is what I've done. So let's continue that energy. Cyanna, if you could just give us like a 60-second pitch about yourself, please. And then make sure you guys, when you guys are speaking, make sure to turn on your cameras, please.
My hair's still wet. Yeah, sure, I can do that. Okay. Hey everybody, my name is Sayana. I'm a singer-songwriter, originally from Austria, Vienna. I came here to the US a year ago to pursue music, and I also finished my music business certificate at UCLA Extension here. What is very unique about me is that the approach I have is very holistic. And in my music and my work also on social media, I talk a lot about topics such as mental health and psychology related issues, especially topics like personal improvement, personal growth, and healing, because it took me a while to really get over my own insecurities, to really get out there, put myself out there, go on stages and overcome my own fears. And through a lot of different kinds of work, through studies of psychology, through holistic approaches like mental health and other kinds of therapy, I came to a point where I want to share that with the world, and I want to collaborate with anybody who is in that field and combine that with my music. And because of that, I also had a TEDx talk. And over the years, I wrote a lot of songs, produced, and
I'm going to stop you there. Open with TED. Holy shit. How did you have that in your back pocket? And that's not the first thing out of your mouth. If you speak another language, if you've been on a platform that's nationally recognized, lead with that. Hi, I'm a bilingual songwriter. You may know me from my TED Talk, XY. I'm listening. Lead with that. Please continue.
Should I do it from the start?
No, just finish. Yeah,
Okay, I just finished. So yeah, over the years, I didn't only release a lot of music, toured through Austria and Germany, moved to the US, played here, had my TED Talk, and got my acting certificate. So I'm in for the big deal.
Okay. Now, are you O1 or you have a green card? Which one is it?
Excuse me? I didn't hear
You
that.
have an O1 or you have a green card?
I have an F1 right now. I'm an OPT. I'm
Okay.
working
Now,
on
what's
an
the difference
O1.
between an F1 and an O1?
Hmm?
What's the difference between an F1? I'm not familiar.
So an F1 is a student visa, with which
Gotcha.
I got through UCLA Extension, and OPT is basically an extension of that, so I can work in my area of field. And yeah, my goal is to get an O1
Yeah.
after it expires.
So your big thing is you need an O1 and you need receipts of why you're worthy of a O1. Honestly, any footage of that TED Talk or any clippings of that, that's going to be your big thing. I'm surprised that you don't have an O1 specifically from the TED Talk. I don't know who your lawyer is, but you should get that to them, because that's easily a thing where they can pitch you to where you can get an O1, because F1 is tough. If you don't have, even O1 is tough. If you don't have a green card in Trump's America, they're very hesitant to hire you. So get that O1 like your life depended on it. Like I said, talk to your immigration person. The fact that you have a TED Talk under your belt, that should be a big, 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 big fact. So lead with that.
Yeah, I
Cool.
should. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Because you had nobody grilling your ass. That's why. So I would urge you guys. If any of you guys have an actual person or anyone that you can get in front of and talk to and pitch, it's a skill and it's something that needs to be refined. Talking in front of people and talking confidently in front of people is a skill, and it's something that I think every one of you should definitely hone. I don't care if you're getting coffee with people. If you can convincingly tell people why you're going to get them the best cup of joe, and it's always going to be hot, it's always going to be ready. You don't need to worry. You don't have to worry about it. You just look my direction. The coffee will be there. Trust me, you're going places, because we don't necessarily need the most talented people. We need people who are there, who show up, who know what it is. They have a preemptive feeling of like, okay, I've got a problem that I need solved. They're already on it. Do you know who Victoria Alonso is? Victoria Alonso. So if you look at all the Marvel stuff where it was like phase 3, like the heyday of Marvel was Kevin Feige. There were 3 producers. There was 2 of them, which I know it was Kevin Feige and it was Victoria Alonso. She did all of Marvel's biggest, best stuff. You know where she started? Cutting fruit. She started by cutting fruit. And she worked her way up to run the biggest studio in the world. So yeah.
Thank you.
For sure. I love
Nice.
Chris.
All right, we keep that energy going. Let me hear from Becker if we can.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm currently at the gym, so just listening to everybody's energy. Okay, here's my pitch. Hello, everybody. My name is Becker Sanchez. I'm a first generation immigrant. Immigrated to the United States when I was 3, brought by my parents. I fell in love with filmmaking, anything that had to do with editing, cinematography, just a few years ago. So I found out this was my calling because I was just lost for a while, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, try to venture in different areas. But ultimately, I found that I like making content, I like making media. And I think my goal is to not only learn as much as I can and make stories that are motivated, that tell people's like either backstory or just convey emotion. But I want other people to be able to get into the frying pan, if you will, and be able to tell their own stories, because this industry is so daunting and so big sometimes that people just don't know how to get into it. And I think that's where my goal will want to be. I just want to get other people to be able to tell stories and have just learn as much as you can, find out where your role is at and where you want to be at.
Okay. All right. Just for time's sake, I think this thing is going to kick us out at 9 minutes. I'll do a lightning round with you. You say you're a filmmaker, right?
Yeah.
Made anything? Are you in any film festivals or anything like that?
I haven't any films.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Anybody here?
Of where I'm at right now.
Anybody here?
Career,
who's,
but
so
I've been.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you. So anybody here who's a filmmaker, who's an actor or producer, if you have not made anything, fucking make something. Period, point blank. You're at a time where I don't care if it's on your phone or something, you can make something. So people are going to start looking at those receipts. And there's just too many people that have that stuff, that they say they're a filmmaker. And even if it's a short, I don't care if it's something on your iPhone, it doesn't have to be great, but it has to be done. So at whatever level you can get it do, even if you don't spend any money, make a $0 film, but make something, get it out, get it in a festival, and then lead with that. But until you do that, it's asking somebody to bet on you when you haven't bet on yourself. Nobody's going to do that. So I would encourage any actor or producer, I don't care if you're on an O1, an F1, if you're an immigrant, you can't do it. Like, I don't care if you can't legally work. There's nothing stopping you from getting a group of people, even if it's 1 or 2 people, filming something, if it's a short or anything, and do it. You need receipts, and you need to constantly be doing it, because ultimately at the end of the day, if you keep doing it, you're going to find you really don't need anybody. The person you're looking for to help you, and 90% of the people is yourself. And normally when someone comes to help, it's when they smell money. Like, the entertainment industry and the entertainment business is just that, it's a business. There are nice people out there that would, help you, and they would help you, and they would mentor you and all that other shit. But 90% of it, it's bullshit. They're not going to come around until you don't need them anymore. They smell money, they smell opportunity. That's when you're going to get access. So that being said, anybody here who's within earshot, you should be making this. I don't give a fuck if you're in school. I don't care if you have anything going on. There's too many other people in this city that do all of the things and have shorts and they have films. And so there's no reason for anybody right now, after hearing my voice, that you don't have something that you're making, writing, and bringing to market. So I say all that, and like I said, I'm being extra hard on people here, just because I feel like I need to be, just because 90% of Hollywood, they do not say what they mean. You'll start to understand, like, the higher up, you'll hear the conversation under the conversation. The conversation will be like, oh, that's really great. We're really interested in you. That's really, really cool. And then it'll be crickets. You'll never hear from them again. Because they'll be like, oh, motherfucker never made anything. So you won't get another opportunity. So that being said, is you need to always know where your market is, know what makes you irreplaceable, and have the receipts, and have something. I don't care if it's a short or anything, but you need a calling card to say, look at what I've produced, look at what I've done. It brings you into the 15th percentile of people, because 90% of motherfuckers, they just talk. They talk. I got a pitch. Like, everybody in the world will tell you, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot the short, and then we got a pitch deck, and we got a spec script, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot the pitch, and then we're gonna raise money. No, that's not what we're doing here. Those days are gone. You got to come with a package. You got to come with receipts. You got to come with money. Once you're profitable, like the studios want you to come with a complete fucking thing. Those days of doing a pitch deck and all that, unless you're a career producer that's made people money with the track record, that where you show ran and you've done stuff with that level of access, okay, maybe you can come in with a soft pitch. Other than that, if you want that access, you need fucking receipts. I've won South by Southwest. I did X, Y, and Z. But that needs to be the energy. Or even if you've got hundreds of thousands of followers, once you're profitable and you have leverage, then you're going to get opportunities.
Thank you for that, Chris. That was honestly really inspiring. And for the sake of time, I just want to end off with Kayla real quick. Let's hear from you, and then I'll redo mine from the based off of this, like everybody else.
Cool.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kayla Sanchez, and I'm actually known as a Renaissance girl or women because I have focused on different areas, different career areas or fields, as well as talent productions. I love to I love to work on technology, the digital marketing side, creativity, or design. But my actual, my actual love for TV and entertainment started off when I started doing small productions as a background actress from independent films, some TV shows, and I've also done some beauty pageants online and being featured in short magazines, cover of magazines. So what I would love to actually focus on is continue growing myself, helping others, collaborating with other people, working as a team, being able to create as anything as I can, because I know this field brings you different aspects, whether it's behind the scenes, content creation, administration, digital marketing, filming, theater, or also cinematography. So my goals are to actually be able to create something or be part of something that's being created and have that, the higher energy to work in collaboration with the industry mentors, expert professionals, and have that milestone where I can direct myself towards a bigger purpose, which is showcasing other people what they can do and being a role model or example for others.
Okay.
I think I forgot to say my education. I'm sorry. It's just that it's so short.
Okay, no worries. So first of all, I like what you're saying. I couldn't pay attention because there's suckers there. I can't take you seriously. You got suckers on your thing. Take them off. When you're presenting yourself professionally, you want to be professional. So make sure you have professional background, backdrop, and all that other stuff. Everything about you needs to breed professional. Like if I had millions of dollars to invest, it's not going to be the sucker lady. I'm picking on you a little bit, but yes, please lose those. Second, it feels like you have not decided what you want to do. All of those things are radically different paths. Cinematography is radically different than, being a director, which is, well, it's radically different than being an actor and stuff like that. And background work, I'm not knocking where you come from. I know that you've been on the set. I know that's great. We don't give a fuck. If you say an on-camera job, make sure it's something where it's either guest star, reoccurring, or maybe even if you had a co-star, if it was a big show, then mention that. As far as like background, it's like saying I was a janitor. No one gives a fuck. Unless you've been in a magazine of note that is nationwide, don't list it. No one cares. You need to really bring into why we would hire you over everybody. Now, do you have anything that you're currently working on right now?
As far as in any event or anything myself?
Well, I think here's what needs to happen. You need to figure out exactly what you want to do in this industry. That's going to greatly inform what you tell the other side that's going to greatly inform how you present yourself. Because if I don't know what you want to be, you can't look at me and tell me, hey, where do you see me? I'm already on to the next one. So think about that. Think about if you're, since I have less than a minute, I'll be quick. If they were going to put your name on a tombstone, what do you want to be named for? And work towards that.
Okay, so currently I'm actually preparing myself for the New York Fashion Week
Okay. And what capacity?
as a VIP model.
Okay. So you want to do modeling?
Yes, I've actually been on some magazines nationally recognized or internationally.
Open with that. Open with that.
And
Open with the
also,
biggest.
I've been featured on Times Square.
Yeah, open with that stuff. That stuff piques my interest. And then figure out what you want to do and let that segue into, once you have my attention, let that segue into what do you want to do? How do you need help and how would it benefit me to help you? Okay.